is Terry Johnson. I work for Kentucky State Police, Post 7, Richmond. I've currently been a trooper for about 4.5 years, since 2019. My main responsibilities is to serve the Commonwealth, serving laws, trying to protect people in my communities I serve. I work Friday through Monday, 8 till 6 p.m. every day. You need to be somebody that has a good moral sense of right and wrong. You need to be somebody that's dedicated to work tireless hours. You need to be somebody that is able to withstand and stomach the evil things, the bad things in our society that most people do not have. And ultimately, you need to feel the need to protect the people that are incapable of protecting themselves, unable to help themselves, giving tough love when it is needed, and being able to offer up a hand of assistance when it's available. Okay, so I originally went to EKU for 3 years to get a degree for my schooling. That's used to be what the state police required, but after I got that requirement, they had actually dropped the requirement. They said that 2 years of prior college, 2 years prior military, or 2 years prior of policing experience were good, but also that the fact that 3 years of work experience and a high school diploma or a GED were equivalent to be good to go as well. So I opted to go into the academy at that point. I went through academy for approximately 6 months. Once the academy was over, I went through the field training officer, training under a senior trooper for approximately 6 months before I was able to work the road on my own. The biggest thing I love about my job is the fact that every now and then I'm able to have a good interaction with the public. I'm able to be there for somebody when it possibly might be the worst day of their life, might find them some comfort in the experiences where most of these people are kind of lost and don't have any direction in which they're which way they need to go. It kind of gives you a sense of purpose that you're there. You might be able to help that person. You might be able to lend them that advice or that comfort that they need in that time that hopefully will make them take the next right step instead of the wrong one. The biggest challenges for working not just in the state police but in law enforcement in general is the fact that nowadays a lot of people despise you for what you are, what you do. Most people do not understand. There's a lot of people that will say that they support the police, that they're all for the police, until you have to deal with them, and then all of a sudden that changes. This mostly is a thankless job. Most of your life is miserable. Most of your life is very unhappy. But there becomes 1 or 2 times a year where something great happens, that the fruits of your labors pay off. What needs to happen happens, and you're able to help somebody, and then you have a moment of clarity where it feels good, it makes sense, it's right. And you hold on through the bad times for those good times for when they come, because eventually they will come, and when they do, it's a great thing. But you have to be dedicated, you have to wait, and ultimately be patient, because this is the long con. It doesn't happen in a short time. We're playing chess, not checkers. All right, I think that first and foremost in this line of work, before you get into this, if this is something that you think that you want to do, you need to think heavily about, is this something that you felt led by a higher power to do? Is this something that you feel that morally you're supposed to do? Do you just have the tools that's required to do this job? There's a lot of people that want to do this job. They're not capable of doing this job. And there's a whole lot more people that are capable of doing this job but don't want to do this job. If you get into this, it's not, work doesn't stop when you go home at night. It will follow you home. On your days off, this is going to, affect you. Any which way, shape, or form that you think that this is just going to be a regular line of work, it's not. It is a completely new lifestyle, and that's not going to change. Once you get in this job, you can't unsee the things that you've seen, and at the end of your career, 25 years from now or whenever that may be, you're going to have to try to re-enter society, and you're going to have to try to walk amongst civilians again, and remember that you are no longer in law enforcement, but no longer to unsee the things through the scope of law enforcement, and try to interact with people in a healthy way. So if you're going to get into this line of work, you need to think about it hard and heavily if it is something that needs to be done before you do it. If not, you probably need to look elsewhere.